Thanks for joining us for the entire hour. We have our last guest up with Bob Berg and Leslie Foy, and you're from the Twin Lakes Literacy Council. Thanks for being here.
My pleasure.
Thanks.
And we want to talk, I think, in general about what the Literacy Council does. Is that right?
Well, yeah, just in starting, basically, we're a volunteer group in Mountain Home in Baxter County, and we are here to help one-on-one tutoring to people that need it in the area. And we're a 501c3 organization, so we're not part of the government or anything like this. It's people helping
Just here to
people.
help, yeah.
Yeah, people helping people.
Now we've had some of the representatives of the Literacy Council on before, and they they've helped people moving in here from overseas, helping them learn English and helping people to read if they have never learned to read before. And I guess that's what you do on a continuing basis.
Then?
Yes, I tutor reading, and I have worked with immigrants coming to better their English skills.
Yeah.
The ESL. And what's that new program, that new reading program, the Literacy Council's?
The Susan Barton Reading Program.
Now that's new, and that's a big deal.
It's a huge deal. The elementary school is just overwhelmed with the success. In fact, we have a waiting list of kids who want to start doing the program, and we're hoping to drum up more volunteers to start that. It's a very highly structured, scripted reading program, so anyone can be taught to tutor.
Wonderful,
Oh,
because
it's
that is, because I
fascinating.
know, Bob, you mentioned that you guys, one of the things you want to do is, drum up some interest for tutors, and I know that from my experience with the Literacy Council, people say, but I'm not a teacher, isn't this for retired teachers? No, it's not. It's for anyone who has the desire. And it's a short training period to become a teacher. It's not weeks and months that we train you to be a tutor. It's
sessions.
Sessions.
Yeah,
just a few
each
sessions.
level of the Susan Barton reading system is a one-day training. And there are a lot of retired teachers at the council. I was not a teacher. The training is excellent. Plus you have this whole resource of all these retired teachers to get little tidbits from. It's fabulous.
And the key is you don't have to be an education major or a teacher, as you said. No matter how little you think you know about something, you know more than somebody else does. And a lot of these students they might need help in just a particular thing that they missed along the way. Maybe they didn't get the times table in the 3rd grade, and now they're trying to do algebra. And so we just help them along to bring them up to speed in a particular area, and then they can continue on, or sometimes they'll need continued help. But it varies with the person.
Yeah, does that keep people from learning when they have a stumble in the road, like you say, they didn't learn their timetables? Does that keep them from learning?
It's definitely a factor, because if you say you were trying to learn anything, and if you're reading directions and putting something together, and you miss step 3 and you're trying to do step 4, it's going to be very difficult. But if you can have somebody that can help you pick up step 3, then you can continue on and go forward. So and it could be just one thing. They may just need 1 or 2 sessions in tutoring, or it might be something that would take 4 or 5, or maybe helping throughout the whole year. And it's a really interesting evolution of this, because it used to be that if you had a tutor, you were seen as, well, you're behind and all this. Well, now it's more like I have my own personal coach.
Oh yeah, like personal trainer.
Exactly, my personal trainer. So it's who's your coach or who's your tutor, and so it's things that the students, from peer pressure and this type of thing, they enjoy having a tutor, and they're learning so much with it. But it's also for adults too. So we're not just focused on students. There are many people that have just not picked up something along the way, or perhaps it's a job-related thing where now we talk about needing jobs and this. Well, we also had on the news recently that there were companies needing people, but they didn't have qualified applicants. So when somebody wants to take a standardized test to qualify for a job, we can help those people also. I helped a lady recently that was wanting to take one of the standardized tests, and she was doing some preparation work for that. Just needed a couple sessions to help, those things where if you don't use it, you lose it. So over the years, people haven't thought about algebra or haven't thought about math or even reading or something like this, and we can help bring them back up to that level and get them going.
And the tutoring's confidential.
It's totally confidential.
It's totally confidential. It's not anything where
and free.
And free.
You can't beat the cost.
Thank you, Leslie, for. And the one reason why it's free is because people like you at home
give
please. Money. Okay,
yes.
Give money to the Literacy Council because it is a 501c3. And the Literacy Council needs your monetary donations. I will just be blunt because I'm on the board. And oftentimes, as a member of the Literacy Council, people go, oh, we'll give you books. But maybe we don't need books.
Yeah.
So I may be speaking out of line, but I don't really care.
Cash always
the
works.
Literacy Council, you know, they need your cash, and they need just your unrestricted donations. Say here, do what you need to do with it, because we have light bills to pay, and we have toilet paper to buy, and we have things like that. And oftentimes, that's what we find out, that they'll say, well, I'll do, but oh, here's some books for the Literacy Council, or here's this, or here's that. But those are the ways that people who don't want to be a tutor can help. But if someone at home is interested in being a tutor, they call the Literacy Council, and then the step is?
Right, basically you call 425-7323, and that's the Literacy Council office. We also have a website, the twinlakesliteracycouncil.org, so they can check there. But the best way, just to call the office, come by the office, and we'll set you up with a training session that will get you started as a tutor. And again, whatever interest you have, whether it's math or English, reading, whatever, we have all kinds of needs, and as Leslie said, we have a waiting list. And then the students come to us through either a self-referral. They say, hey, I need help. Or it could be a parent, a teacher, it could be the military, you know, with somebody that wants to take the entrance exams for the military. It could be somebody bringing us a recommendation. Then we do an initial testing of the students. It's all confidential, and that's not done by the tutors. That's been done by the Literacy Council staff, and Nancy Tester and her group test the students, find out what level they are at, where a starting point, and then we match them up with a tutor. And then they decide where to meet. They could be at the Literacy Council office, or sometimes we'll meet in a school or the library. The library now, the new library, has beautiful meeting rooms that can be used for tutoring, so we can meet there, or another place of convenience. Normally we don't go to people's homes, normally we'll find a place where we can get together and do the tutoring.
And in the last few seconds we have, we also want to stress that people who are interested in being a tutor, it's not an enormous time commitment. They're not committing to, you can have one student that you meet with, what, an hour a week?
Or 2 hours a week?
Or 2 hours a week. So sometimes people say, well, I'd like to do this, but hey, I don't want to get dragged into something that's going to, but it's a short time commitment. It's a short training period.
That's the great thing about volunteering.
Yeah.
I'm in control of my schedule.
Exactly, that kind of thing. So it's not an enormous time commitment.
No, not at all.
Wonderful.
We appreciate you being here.
It's our
We're
pleasure.
out of time. We'll have you come back again, and we'll talk a little more in detail about what you do.
Great.
And about some of the success stories that you have. That I'm sure you have
love
many
to
of
tell
those.
Yeah.
That's where the tutor gets the reward.
Yeah,
There's some
absolutely.
tear-jerking
Yeah.
stories, let me
Yeah.
tell you.
We'd like to thank Dr. Matt Wilson and also Linda Masters from Baxter Bulletin, and also Jeff Quick and Stacy Shed. Dr. Ed Coulter.
Dr.
Jeff
Ed
is
Coulter.
Ed Coulter.
Yeah,
and
you've got
Bob
Mike
Berg
Beam.
and Leslie Foy.
And Mike Beam was here.
And Mike Beam was here. He sure was.
And Dan was here.
I was here, and you were here.
And
Thank
I
you
was
so
here.
much for being straight. Thanks for keeping me on the straight and narrow.
I keep you on the
Appreciate
straight
it.
and narrow, yeah.
And thank
We'll
you
see
for
you
watching.
next
We'll
week.
see you again next time.
Bye.